Scanning. Identity authorized. Welcome to the Secret Superhero Club Podcast Network.
Welcome, everybody, to the Animation Station podcast. My name is Josh.
And my name is Ashley.
And today, for episode 148, we have a very special guest, Mr. Tom Caulfield. How are you doing, Tom?
I'm very well, thank you.
And we have Tom on because we are going to do a special episode today. We're going to be reviewing Rapunzel, Tangled. Oh, wow, I can't even talk. Oh, my gosh. Guys, it's been a day and a half. I don't mind telling you.
I know.
We are going to...
The title?
We are going to review Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure, the newest episode that actually came out yesterday, The Great Tree.
Yes, I thought at first you were going to say Rapunzel Tangled series, or Rapunzel the series.
Yeah.
Guys, it has been, I'm on some allergy meds right now. I'm all over the place.
It'll always be Tangled the series to me, so...
Same.
I understand.
Yeah.
All right, so now, Tom, let's just kind of, we'll kind of get into it a little bit. Before we actually get into the show, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, well, as you know, I'm a director on Tangled the series, or Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure, whichever you want to call it. I've been on it since it begun, and before that, I have been at DreamWorks, and before that, I'm Irish, so I've traveled a lot around Europe. So I was in France for a while, worked on The Illusionist as an animator.
Mm-hmm.
And back in Ireland, I worked on The Secret of Kells. And I was in Australia, which is not Europe, but I was in Australia working as an animator on a lot of the Disney direct-to-DVD shorts. So I've been around. I'm a bit of an itinerant, but yeah, that's basically where I am. And I learnt animation when I was in Ireland, actually through a college that was set up through Don Bluth.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. So there's caliber right there. But I think the college was set up right around the corner from the Don Bluth studio. I think his thinking was, we'll just train these people up and we'll employ them. But at that point, when I was going into that college, he had moved to Arizona. So I'd missed it all. So I don't know. Yeah, it's worked out well. So I'm not complaining.
I mean, definitely a storied career. I mean, you've got Disney, you've got DreamWorks. You were with Cartoon Saloon for Secret of Kells. So I mean, a lot of that's some really high pro. And by the way, Secret of Kells, love that movie. It is beautiful.
Dude, isn't it awesome? It's awesome.
So good.
I still have not seen that, so now after this, I'll have to go watch it.
Oh, it's good, Ashley. You'll love it. I think that was maybe our second or third episode. Like, it was very early on that we did Secret of Kells. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, no, the crew are amazing. Half of all the crews I've been through in every studio I've been at, they've all been fantastic. So, yeah, I have a lot of praise for them. I've learned a lot from them.
Nice. Now, how did you kind of get started with Tangled the series, or Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure?
Right.
Well,
let's just call it Tangled the series.
Well, we may just call it Tangled the series.
Let's
just call it Rapunzel. You want to call it Rapunzel?
Just
there
Rapunzel.
You go. Under Rapunzel. Yeah.
Or Raps for short.
But, yeah.
Let's just call it Raps. So how did you get your start on Raps?
I was boarding on a Disney for a show called Planes 3. It was the third Planes movie, but they weren't happy with the story and all that kind of, so it was a bit in flux. And then I was working with Chris
Sonnenberg.
Yes, you may know as EP raps. So yeah, I was working on that, and then he pitched the idea and fell in love with it, and yeah, ended up on it, and yeah, the rest is history.
Yes. Oh my gosh. In case they all don't know, Chris Sonnenberg is the executive producer and creator of the show, and he is so amazing. I mean, I bless him for bringing Tangled into a series to continue the characters and their adventures and to see what happens after she reunites with her family and perfectly. And it just took off and became so popular now.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I mean, he done a pitch and everyone fell in love with it. Shane Prigmore helped them out with it. Ben Balistreri was also involved. And yeah, the pitch went so fantastically. And yeah, as you know, we've seen it on the screen now, what the rewards of it are. So yeah, it was a bit of a whirlwind, to be honest. Go from drawing planes to drawing horses that emote. So yeah, it was cool.
They're very similar, planes and horses.
There you go. Yeah, they both travel from A to B. So yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
they're the same. Don't let Max hear you say that, though.
Awesome.
Now, so Tom, you actually have won an Emmy for your episode Quest for Varian as a director and storyboard artist. So what was, like, how did that, how did you find out that, oh, hey, by the way, like, did somebody just, shoot you like just a casual email, like, oh, hey, by the way, you've been nominated for an Emmy?
I think it's something that the studios are always involved in, and they help facilitate that, and they send it in. I don't 100% know the inner workings of it all. That's above me. But yeah, the studio done it, and I got the phone call from the Academy, and they said, yeah, I won an Emmy. So I naturally explored.
I remember you tweeted something like regarding that, like, hey guys, so something kind of happened. And then it left all the fans like, does it have to do with Tangled the series? What happens? And then you're like, yeah, I won an Emmy. Yeah, that happened.
I was flabbergasted. I was gobsmacked. I think even the people in the cubes outside me were going, what is going on in there? What is going on? And the phone said, what? So yeah, and again, it was a show. It was an episode that I really loved, and I was so passionate about it, and I get to destroy the tower. So
you have control of the series now.
Let's
talk
about
the franchise.
Let's talk about this. So
I just destroy it. I just leveled it.
Oh yeah, because like as someone who I loved Tangled the movie. Like it's my favorite princess movie of the Disney universe. Like it's there for me. I love Tangled, and then I watch on Ashley's wonderful recommendation. She's like, oh, first thing's like, watch Quest for Varian. Varian's her favorite character. I'm like, okay, this will be a fun episode. Ooh. And then I watch this. I'm like, you destroyed the tower, man. Like. I was blown away. I knew that there was going to be something. So something big had to happen, especially for winning an Emmy. Yeah. But I was like, surely not. And then you blow the tower up. And it's like, okay, I can understand why you won an Emmy. You blew the tower. You blew up part of a movie.
You tore down her childhood.
Exactly.
I know Chris and Shane and all fought really, really hard for it and made it a fantastic case to do it. And Disney were so passionate about it as well. They really felt it was a nice way to take the story and plus the story. And I can't thank them enough for allowing it to happen. And I relished every drawing I done of the tower coming down because it was powerful stuff. It was powerful.
Yes.
Yeah. Did Chris assign you to that episode, or did you make a pitch for? You're like, me. I'll do it. I got it.
Yeah, I'm doing this. I'm doing this bit. So yeah, I just marked it on. Yeah, I'm doing this.
I volunteer.
This is my section. Nobody go near it.
So how much leeway did you have in that episode? Did Chris just give you full reign and be like, all right, this is the outline of what we're gonna do. Go for it. Here's the episode. Just play with it. How exactly did that go?
Pretty much. We had the script, and it was just left up to me. That's probably a bad thing to leave me up to my own device.
It really is. It really is.
I kill off characters. Characters, destroy bridges.
I think at one point I wrote to you, be like, okay, Tom, calm down now. We all saw what happened.
See, now what we can't let Tom in Disney World because he's gonna go and he's gonna take that tower down too. we got to keep you out of Disney World,
That's
man.
a memorial.
He went to Disneyland at one point. It's like, hey, I thought I tore you down.
Yeah. Yes, I see it as a shrine, as a memorial to itself.
Just leave some flowers. You should have left some flowers on that tower.
That would be amazing.
Rest in pieces.
Tom, I'm gonna need you to go to the Rapunzel's tower and just leave one single rose. And I'm gonna need you to tweet that out, and I will make that.
I'll do it.
My everything.
I'll do it. I will do that soon.
Ashley, do you want to kind of give us a little bit of a rundown of Tangled the series, Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure, or Raps?
There you go.
Raps.
Give us the rundown on the Raps.
Okay, so in Raps, we are reunited with our main characters once again. Rapunzel, once again, played by Mandy Moore, and Flynn Rider, formerly known as Eugene Fitzherbert, played by the awesome Zachary Levi, on their continued adventures right after the ending of the Tangled film. And Rapunzel, as we already know, reunites with her family and begins learning the royal ways of being a princess of the kingdom of Corona. However, she yearns to explore more of the world after living in a tower for 18 years. And Rapunzel's lady-in-waiting, our newest character, Cassandra, voiced by Eden Espinosa, takes her outside the kingdom of Corona secretly and comes across these mysterious black rocks where the Sundrop flower once was in the beginning of the Tangled film. And Rapunzel suddenly touches the rocks, or maybe that was her intention. I don't know. She just ooh, shiny. I don't know. But then suddenly, boom, it causes her hair to grow back into her 70-foot blonde hair. And she starts to freak out. And she later discovers that the Sundrop flower and the black rocks have a connection to Rapunzel. And so our heroes set off on a new adventure to solve the mystery of the black rocks, and thus leads into the second season, Raps 2.
Raps 2. Electric Haraloo? Can we do Electric Haraloo? Is that all right? Oh, man. No, let's not do Electric Haraloo. That just seems weird. All right, so let's go ahead and kind of talk about this. Well, actually, first off, before we kind of get into it, Tom, who's been one of your favorite characters to do any sort of interactions with? Who do you really like drawing, directing? What's one of the characters that you feel really passionate about in this series?
Oh, it has to be. Well, I think Ashley knows who I'm going to say.
No, oh God! I know. Go ahead.
But no, I'll actually say Max. I will say Max. I love Max. I love drawing Max. I think he's such a good comedic character. I also love Lance.
Lance, I love him.
Well. And James Monroe Englehart, who voices him.
Oh my gosh, bless him.
Us a powerhouse of a performance, and it's just fantastic to draw to. I love it. Like Max and Lance are just. We need a Max and Lance episode. But no, I think them two are probably my favorite. And Andrew.
No, he's on Team Andrew. Oh
yes.
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
And who's this Varian who?
Oh, that guy. Yeah. Voiced by the awesome Jeremy Jordan. Yes.
Yeah. Valerian, right? The
Valerian.
Valerian. The guy from the sci-fi movie. Yeah.
Valerian. But yeah, no, I'd have to say Max and Lance are two of my favorites.
Cool.
They're really awesome. A lot of fun to draw.
I'm not going to ask Ashley who her favorite character is.
I thought we already brought that up.
I mean, we've only talked about it. Every time that you talk about the show on the podcast, it's always Varian. You cosplay as Varian.
I'm not going to go into fangirl mode about Varian because this is all about Tom, so I want to try to focus.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, I said like if we want to do a 3.5-hour episode, we'll just have Ashley talk about Varian the entire time, and then I don't have to edit it. I'll just be like, all right, I'll just put it out.
After credits scene.
The after credits scene is 6 hours long.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna talk to you about Varian. Okay. Okay, never mind. Okay. Anyways.
Ashley, other than Varian, who are you really attached to? Because like honestly, for me, it's Cassandra. Like. I am digging her character. I love her character.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to point out that
it's such a tough question because they're all pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They've all really got some nice facet to them, and it's a tough question.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't know. Like I feel this like connection to Cassandra because I mean I'm like that. No, I'm just kidding. She's cool. I'm not, but like she's snarky. She's like super awesome, and it's everything that I'm not. So I'm automatically drawn to that type of character.
I didn't. To be honest, I didn't grow to like Cassandra at first because she was kind of harsh to my favorite character, Rapunzel. And and Eugene, but I had faith in her that she was going to be better later on in the series, and she did, especially in the second season. I've grown to like her so much more, especially after the Great Tree, which we'll get into later.
Yes. All right, let's kind of go into the Great Tree.
Awesome.
So basically what's going on right now is we have our group of characters. So we've got Rapunzel, Cassandra, Eugene, Shorty,
Hookfoot.
I forgot about Hookfoot. Oh, God.
Yeah.
And Lance.
Hookfoot and Lance.
And Maximus and Pascal.
Mm-hmm. What's the female horse's name?
Oh, Fidela.
Fidela. Okay.
Fidela, yeah.
And they are on. They're in the coolest little mobile home ever, which is literally a mobile home.
Yeah.
That's in two now. They are on their way to. By the way, that was beautiful. And everyone, spoilers from here on out. So if you have not watched The Great Tree, go watch it and then and then come back and listen to this episode because we're gonna go spoilers from here on out. So they're on their way and they find out that they have to go through this big great tree. Otherwise, they have to cross these ridiculous mountains, and it's gonna take them a long time. Or they can just go straight through this tree and they'll be there lickety split.
Especially that previous episode with the moving rocks. Like what was that called?
I know.
Like, oh my gosh.
Person?
And then they had to and they stayed on that one last rock for the longest time because physics don't matter in Disney.
No, never.
They don't. So,
Cartoon.
and then they just made it across because it's Rapunzel.
Exactly. It's like cartoon physics don't matter. Like, that house fell off of a cliff totally intact. It was just like sitting there at the bottom of the ravine. It's just like, yeah, we still have good resale value.
Yeah, cartoon logic. That's all I'll say.
So Ashley, what was one of your favorite parts of this episode?
Okay, my favorite scene is definitely Eugene and Lance's song.
Their
duet.
Song?
Oh,
okay.
Boy.
My jaw was on my lap the entire time, and my jaw it was in pain because of how happy I was with their duet.
So
Zachary Levi and James Iglehart. Oh my gosh, they were perfect. I wish I could have been at the recording studio, but they were perfect. I loved it.
They were
so
amazing,
much.
and I have to champion Anna Lencioni, who boarded that sequence. She done a fantastic job.
Oh, cool!
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. That's all Anna.
Oh, I love you, Anna.
Praise Anna. Yeah, that was all her work. That
is so cool. Oh my gosh,
work.
she did such a great job.
Yeah. It turned out so well. The Mercury, the animation on that sequence was phenomenal.
Yeah, Josh, Anna and I actually went to college together.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
There you go.
My goodness.
There you go.
That's really cool.
She was one of the first friends I made in freshman year.
Oh, ever? Or, just freshman year. Okay.
In college, yeah. At SCAD. Yeah.
Yes, that was a highlight.
Yeah, like that song was great. I loved Cassandra's little song. Like, that song was like, I was getting like her, and it was obviously because of the imagery and everything. I was getting like Hercules, like Hercules references every here. I'm thinking just like, this is just like Meg. Like, this is Meg's song. I was really, really happy with it. It was, I don't know. It was one of those, I would like, it started off, and I love the way it started off, and then it just builds and builds and builds. And it was, oh my goodness. Yeah. I was thrilled with that song. It got me. It's a very beautiful song.
I bet Eden was so extremely happy to finally get a solo song. Oh my God, she is beautiful. And I'm so happy for her that she's finally like releasing her own albums and her own singles. So I'm very proud of her.
Yeah, it's done a fantastic job. That whole song sequence, the whole part two of The Great Tree was directed by Stephen Sandoval, and it was boarded by both Sue Coburn and Katrin Harmon. So they're responsible for all the second half. So
amazing.
Nice. Yeah, honestly, I was expecting Susan Egan to pop out behind one of those boulders and just start belting out with her, and I was like, are we gonna have a duet?
Yeah.
Oh man,
that was a special moment.
Now there's something. Let's kind of talk about the elephant in the room for this episode.
Or the rhino in the room if you want.
Or those big badger things.
What did Flynn call him? He was like, what was it? Like,
you call
wolf,
them
like badger dogs or something?
Yeah. Yeah, he just ranted off a few names for them. So yeah.
Because we have one big thing that, I mean, the big part of this episode is Rapunzel's new power.
The moon incantation.
Yes, we have a new incantation. So no longer with the, flower gleaming like that. That's all gone. That's a nice Healy spell.
Yeah.
Now we have the moon spell, which is definitely a death spell. It's a super death spell. It's a very bad spell.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it was intense.
Oh man, so
intense.
So Tom, like when you kind of first like read about this, or like this is where we're gonna go, is this what kind of like what you had imagined for it? Like, were you expecting something a little bit more dark, something a little bit lighter, and it surprised you with how dark it was?
Do you know what? I actually, it was the episode was written by Jace Ricky, and I read it.
Oh, Ricky.
I loved it. Jace Ricky.
Yeah. I thought you meant Ricky, one of the writers. Sorry.
No. But yeah, no, I read it. I loved it, and I turned around to him and said, "Can we make our hair black?" And he said, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And then
why not?
That visual was so creepy. It was so creepy. So we all had a hand in making it as eerie as it became. It was actually boarded by Todd Kurosawa. He boarded that sequence, and
oh my gosh,
he done a phenomenal job. Because when we first watched it, oof, we all got goosebumps. It was.
I actually shed a tear at the end of that scene, and I was like, I'm gonna go rethink my life now.
Yeah, because that was the end of part one. Because I had done directed part one, and that was our cliffhanger. And when we ended the episode on that, everyone was going, "Oh my God, what's going on?" That was a perfect way to end an episode.
Yeah, it was.
It really was.
I mean, when you first when you just kind of start seeing everything, like you start seeing the flowers die and the darkness kind of starts spreading, and then you see her hair, and then her eyes go completely black, and then you've got that green sheen on the eye. Oh my goodness, it was.
It's great. And I actually love all the characters beforehand. Even Fidela, she starts to whinny in fear, and something's up. It was great. It was powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Adira was so chill though. It's like,
I know.
I've seen that before.
Yeah, I mean she's completely straight faced the entire time, just like, oh god, I guess I think if I push her in the water, it'll kind of wake her up. Okay, let's go ahead and do it.
Like, I've seen worse.
Exactly. She's very much this calm, cool, and collected the entire time. Just like, it's sapping my energy, but I mean, we'll see how it plays out.
Who voices her again?
Whatever. We'll deal with it.
Who voices Adira again?
I can't remember right off hand. Ugh.
Oh my gosh.
You got me stumped there.
Well, you guys talk really and I will find it.
Yay!
Okay. So Hector, maybe the new Andrew.
Oh my
there
gosh.
You go.
Okay. I was going to just bring up Hector. I am in love with his character design. I love it. It is. Oh my gosh, he's incredible. Just I like him much more than Andrew.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got some competition there.
Andrew. I know, right?
They might be brothers. I don't know.
There we go. There's a plot twist for you.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I mean, Kim Coates done the voice of Hector, and he done a great job.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
Arch, and it was great. It was really, really good. So,
Adira is voiced by Kelly Hugh.
Awesome.
Who some of our friends may know as Stacy from Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, right, there you go.
Hey, to keep it in the Disney, keep it in Disney.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. We don't stray far from the flock.
Exactly.
There we go.
Or if you're a bigger fan, she was the sorceress in The Scorpion King, starring Dwayne Johnson. You know.
The Rock.
The Rock.
The Rock.
Who is in gonna be
Moana?
in the Jungle Cruise movie, so there we go. We brought it around again. So we
kept
it back to Disney.
Never stray far from the flock.
Exactly. Disney owns everything, so we're always coming back to it. We can always circle back to Disney.
All good. We're all good.
Oh man. So what kind of implications do you think that this is going to have on Rapunzel now that she knows that she has this power? And she was definitely willing to use this. She wasn't gonna she kind of pushed Cassandra off to the side a little bit when everything started going down. Kind of was like, no, I've got this. Don't worry about everything. When Cassandra kind of knew what she had a plan, kind of knew what she was doing, but Rapunzel went straight into I'm gonna be dark.
I'm gonna be queen someday.
Yeah, exactly. It's I'm gonna go Dark Phoenix on everybody and do this entire thing. Which conveniently Disney now owns the X-Men. So see, we brought it back around again.
Yes. There we go. Disney again. Well, I know what she's up to, so I'm not going to say anything.
He's up to no good again.
Tom's over here oh, I already know how it all plays.
He's scheming things.
Just stay tuned is all I can say. Just stay tuned.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Ashley, what type of implications do you think? And then Tom will just sit here and scoff at us.
I'll just say, maybe.
I had a thought earlier. It made me kind of think. I was like, well, if her sundrop hair can't cut, what if the moon hair can be cut? I don't know if that's maybe the same thing. That was kind of a random thought I had. It's like, quick, Cassandra, use your sword. I don't know. But anyway, it's like, that's the end of the series.
There you go. Well, it does have to get cut before the end.
Yeah, right. And let's see. Wow. It's really a mystery. I've been trying to wrap my head around a lot of things, and I've read what some of the fans said with their theories, and they're all very interesting and creative. Mostly I've been hanging out in the Varian fandom, but I'm still paying attention to what everything's going on with my favorite princess. I'm scared for her, but I have faith in her. I mean, she's braver than she used to be, and she's taking full initiative, and I really like what she said to Cassandra. Like, I'm going to be queen someday, and I'm going to make decisions that you're going to disagree with, and and we have to look past judgments and just focus on the goal, which was what I was waiting for this whole season. I need answers.
Tom,
they're coming.
To add?
They're coming.
They're coming. I know.
Oh man,
they're coming. That's all I'll say.
Yeah,
that's all we're gonna get, guys. Sorry, we're just gonna get. They're coming.
Yeah, I'm not giving anything away. Sorry.
And I mean, Cassandra is now, I guess she's not fully wounded. I don't know if maybe we'll see her arm kind of come back.
Yeah, maybe. That was very scary. I thought it.
Oh, I thought it was gonna. Yeah, I thought it was gonna go all the way up and just get her, and I was like, oh no, stop! I was like, please stop
she
it.
She could have had a prosthetic robot arm.
Maybe.
that she created herself, and that she created. Like, what if like Cassandra like had a cast on, and then Rapunzel would like paint her cast, draw little cute little things.
You know who could have created a cool mechanical arm if Cassandra lost it? Varian.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go. An automaton arm.
He would probably geek out. He would probably geek out and then be like, "Oh, right, I'm sorry, that's not funny."
See, it would be weird. It would have like lasers and like a net shooter and all kinds of cool accessories.
Yeah.
But Varian don't got time for that. He's up to something. I still think he's gonna break out of jail because he's an alchemist. He's a smart kid.
Yeah.
All right, Team Andrew over there.
They're gonna go back to Corona, and it's just like the castle's in ruins, and like Varian's just like, I broke out of jail.
Evil laughter.
You know what? I'm just after all this whole episode that we're doing right now. Like, what if the fans listen to it and they're just gonna start making fan art of like what we're talking about? Like Rapunzel is like painting her cast, or like Varian makes Cassandra a robot arm.
Like I guess like Rapunzel could paint Cassandra's armor now, since now Cassandra is decked out in this awesome suit of armor. And let's be honest. I mean, her armor's kind of plain, so I mean, it would be cool. She'd get a couple flowers, maybe some vine, artwork, some stars, like a
flower crown.
Yeah, or like some stars along the breastplate or something. That would look pretty dope.
And then she'd look at Rapunzel and be like, Raps, aren't you overdoing it?
She's just gonna wake up and it's like a full mosaic all over her, and she's gonna be like, dang it.
And Eugene's gonna laugh so hard.
No, I think she'll get the wash in. She'll clean that off pretty smart. But yeah, no, since you mentioned it, the fans for the show have been phenomenal.
Amazing.
I love seeing all they've been great. I mean, the fan art, everything has been fantastic. They have been powerful. I love them. I love them all.
What do you think of the fan theories that are floating around? Have you been paying attention to that?
Yes. Some of them I'm on board with. Some of them I'm not. Again, I kind of know what's going on, so I'm a bit conflicted. With some of the.
Here's a question.
I think that's only because I know.
Has anybody guessed something correctly? Is there a fan theory out there?
I don't know.
Like, that is correct.
That would probably give away a lot of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, that would probably give it away. I'm not going to say.
Well, that's the thing. That we're not saying what fan theory it is, but we'll just say.
No. They'll find out themselves.
They'll find out themselves.
Yeah.
3 years from now.
Yeah, they're better than Sherlock at getting ideas. So
oh my gosh!
I'm saying nothing.
Now, Tom, is there anything you want to say to your fans, or say to fans of the show, and your fans? Everybody got fans.
No, for Tangled, I just want to say thank you all so much for watching and following the show. Man, there's so many people work so hard on these shows. Even the Great 3 episode, like Anna, Todd, we have revisions by Amber, Nyla, Naomi, Casey. It was written by Jace and edited by Tony Rocco. It's so many people work so hard to get into it, and we love it when the fans really enjoy it and get behind it. So I just want to say thank you to them all for watching, and stick around because I think it's going to get interesting.
Oh gosh, I'm really excited. Also, I think we got to get some Alan Menken some credit for just this wonderful music. Yes.
There's plenty of that coming as well.
More as hey,
yeah, I mean,
if we can get more songs, I'm down with it. I was not disappointed in the songs that we got this episode or this special. I was not disappointed. I was very happy with the songs that we got.
Oh my gosh.
And the finale is soon, and you may get one before that. Who knows?
Oh my gosh.
You'll have to tune in and find out.
Oh my gosh.
Tom is directing the finale, everybody, and that means nobody's safe. No one's safe. He's gonna go full Game of Thrones on everything.
Oh, I'm saying nothing. I'm going back to that usual stance of I'm saying nothing.
Oh, Tom, this was really fun.
I had a hand in the finale.
Oh, see, that's not good. That's not good, guys.
Yeah, sorry.
Tom, thanks so much for coming on.
Yes, thank you, Tom. And, seriously, if it wasn't for you, Josh wouldn't have gotten into this show and we wouldn't be talking about it. Like, I've been wanting to review Tangled the series on the podcast for a long time. And it's finally happened. So, and I've been smiling the whole time. And I love you, Tom. You and your crew are so amazing. I know I keep saying that. And you guys are so amazing. You're an awesome group of people.
Thank you.
And I love the fans. And I've become friends with a lot of people and you and everybody else. And so thank you. And we definitely look forward to what's going to happen with our favorite characters.
Yes, there's just plenty of surprises in store. And I just want to say thank you to the both of you guys for allowing me to speak for however long we spoke for about Tangled. It's been, I love that people love the show. So thank you so much for letting us talk about it. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. So thank you both so much.
Oh, well,
you're welcome.
Thanks so much for coming on. Now, Tom, where can everybody find you social media-wise? If they want to keep up with you and follow you around.
If they want it. I'm mainly on Twitter. So just look me up on Twitter and you'll find me. I'm just on my Twitter most of the time.
Nice. And we'll put a link to Tom's Twitter in the show notes of the podcast. So if you want to check him out, just go in, click on their show notes. You'll be able to see him. Follow him there. Ashley, where can our viewers watch Tangled the series, or Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure, or as the ASP affectionately calls it, Raps?
You can watch Raps on the Disney. You can watch it on the Disney Now app. I believe you have to have like a TV subscription or anything, like if you have cable and all that. Just ask your parents' permission before downloading the app. And you can also watch Tangled or Raps, Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure on Sundays at 7 a.m. Eastern Time.
7 a.m. Yeah. 7 a.m.
Yeah, gosh, it's so early.
On Disney Channel.
Early.
On Disney Channel.
And oh, sorry, go ahead.
On Disney Channel, yeah.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Plus Et En Veux. And you can also go to my website, ashleysailor.com.
So I had no idea before I started, watching Tangled, where Ashley's whole thing came from. Her Plus Et En Veux. I had no clue where that was from. And then I'm sitting here earlier, I'm watching Before Ever After. And I'm like, oh, yep, that makes total sense.
I mean, you could have guessed it was Tangled related.
I could have guessed, but I didn't think about it. I'm just like, now it all makes total sense.
Or it could have been translated to "I love Varian too much."
I mean that's basically the French pronunciation. Oh,
There you go.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh L. Kane. You can find the podcast on Instagram at Animation Station Podcast, on Twitter at Animate Podcast. You can also find all of our episodes on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, Google Play, basically anywhere that you can download a podcast. And on our website, animationstationpodcast.com. storyboard.com. We want to say thanks so much for Tom for coming on, and thank you so much, Disney, for allowing Ashley and I to watch this episode. We really appreciate it. We got to watch it in advance. You guys are awesome. It was a great show, awesome experience. You guys rock.
Thank you so much, Disney, and thank you, Tom. I love you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you.
Right, and so for the Animation Station podcast, I'm Josh.
And I'm Ashley.
I'm Tom.
And I'm Tom.
There we go.
It's spellbinding.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.